Today is the 20th anniversary of this game. The Oilers are second this season if they win the 6th Stanley Cup. Today, we celebrate with a Game 7. And what happens in Game 7?
Brind'Amour will face off against Michael Pekka. Face-offs have been critical, especially for the Hurricanes at home. Brind'Amour has won 68%, his team 60%.
But Pekka's done a good job opposite Brind'Amour as far as play goes on the ice. You have home ice. You have the ability to match up because you have the last change. Carolina, we'll see how the game goes, but they may keep Brind'Amour away from Pekka.
Glenn Wesley, Nicholas Valine, the defenseman. Wesley had cleared it in. Pekka fans on the first try to clear it. It came to Corey Stillman. Banked around, and Rafi Torres, the hitting specialist, is run into by Brind'Amour. Meanwhile, this one skittered back near Cam Ward. Played by Valine and taken by Wesley, and Williams steps into Torres. So 2 hits on Torres already.
Oh, you gotta love that, Mike. That means it's my barn, it's my rink, I'm at home. Torres can't come in here and bang us around. I talked to Rafi Torres today about hitting. He says, you know what I was told? I was told to watch the opposition player come to me and then me hit him before I get hit. I said, who taught you that? He says, oh, a lady, a hockey mom, back in Ontario, Canada. I said, you're kidding me. Cecil Brooks, a hockey mom in Markham, Ontario, taught him to look down, and when you see the other player's skates about to hit you, you hit him. Imagine that.
His dad said, make sure you get noticed out there. He has been. 46 hits in the playoffs coming into this game. Alex Hemsky with a shot that went wide. He, Ryan Smith, and Sean Horkov, the front line for Edmonton, pitched along to Hemsky. On him is Mike Commodore, the big defenseman. Laid back along further, Mark Recchi. A change in the lines tonight. Recchi and Eric Cole are the wingers for Eric Stahl.
Well, Recchi has moved from right wing to left wing because Cole and Stahl played together a lot this season.
Turned over now. Cullen brings it in. Crosses. Shot off the Markkanen. Cullen centering pass. And it went back off Andrew Ladd. Quick change for Carolina. Now it's Cullen to the outside. Dropping it back over. Trying to get by now and holding and then feeding it past the Ladd. Score! Aaron Ward!
Fresh bodies on the ice. As you see Cullen, who's playing his second game at center ice, a beautiful pass. Now you see the puck moved in front and it goes right toward. Look at the traffic. Markkanen did not see the shot. It was down low and on the ice. There's a beautiful pass back by Recchi. Look at the traffic down low underneath Markkanen. Before he could get down, it went underneath of him. Ladd was in front. Everybody was in front. And what a shift that was for Cullen, who was robbed earlier by the goaltender. And Ward, the defenseman. Mike, only the second game in 7. The second in 7 that Carolina has scored the first goal of the game in this series.
From the border town of Windsor, Ontario, near Detroit, Aaron Ward, one of the few Hurricanes with a Stanley Cup championship. He has 2 with the nearby Red Wings. He takes this one and tips it along, but he came to the back where Tarnstrom tried to play and could not. Charging ahead is Chad LaRose, but it's controlled by the Edmonton defense. Stoll. Jared Stoll spun it off Wesley behind. Samsonov turning there. Sergei Samsonov with a shot that is held by Cam Ward.
For a goaltender, that's a good save to make from the outside. Hangs on, gets him in the game.
Jason Smith, a shot that is blocked down. In hits, blocked shots, face-offs, the stats that we have so much time between games to look at. Carolina has won all those contests at home, but not on the road. This is what their season has been for, a Game 7 in front of their fans, not in Edmonton. 95 minutes and a second separating the Carolina goals. It had been a long time for them. Taken now by Ray Whitney. Lays it ahead to Matt Cullen. Off the Minnesota-born winger, it's chipped up high. And checked off is Rim Murray. A pair of players have tumbled to the ice and play continues.
A big start for Carolina, led by their captain. His first shift, he threw the big hit on Torres, and his team has followed suit. They look very sharp early. We didn't see this in Edmonton by any means. This is a different hockey club.
Brett Hennigan out of St. Cloud State gave it back across for the flip in by Mike Commodore. Smith pursued and hammered by Stahl. Centering pass blocked aside by Markkanen. Oh, and another big hit came across the way from Mark Recchi on Horkov.
And Cole with another one. Markkanen just got hit, and that's a penalty to Carolina. There was a collision behind the net. And Eric Staal is going to go to the box. So Edmonton, who is seeing an adrenaline flow here, attacked them by the Hurricanes, will now have a power play to change things. There's a body check by Recchi. There's Eric Cole coming across, but here's the penalty in behind the net. It's called goaltender interference. You can't make contact.
They're trying to send a physical message to Edmonton.
Brind'Amour has won the draw all the way back.
Mike, one thing, and that is that Edmonton's power play has come alive in this series, and this may be a way for them to get back into this thing. It's only 1-0 Carolina, but Carolina's been the punishing team, the skating team. Power play can turn the flow.
Hemsky could not get through. Taking a hard hit was Wesley from Ryan Smith, but not until he cleared it back down. 2 for 20 are the Oilers on the road in this final series. 30 seconds gone on the Staal minor. Alex Hemsky ahead. Lost it. Hennigan takes over. That one skipped on near Brind'Amour. He intercepted the Ryan Smith pass and gave it ahead. Walked back on for the drop, and the drive by Hennigan that had to be saved by Markkanen on a good feed from Craig Adams. Thundering ovation for the Hurricanes. Nearly halfway through the penalty kill. Now on comes Horkov. Gets to the back. Pronger there. Drive. Patched up. Rebound. Oh, and that skipped off board. Got a chance at the front of the net. That time, and it came from the man handling the puck right now, Fernando Pisani. The leading goal scorer in the entire playoffs, 34 in white. Peels off and takes this pass from Horkov and gives it back to him again. Now it's Pronger. Drive and a diving block, and it's cleared back down and shaken up on the play, but now headed to the bench is Kevin Adams.
He got it with his right hand, and he is really hurting. Boy, you do everything you can to block shots.
Jarrett stole to Dick Tarnstrom, then along for Horkov. Stole the shot, getting a piece of it on the deflection was Ward. 15 to go. Tripped up on the play is stole by Williams. Williams there, and he turned it back in.
Did you feel it, Mike? Oh my. What an atmosphere.
A steal by Brind'Amour. Nuts to the back. Wesley drive, and that one kicked back out. Penalty time is up as sprawling was Raffi Torres.
Cam Ward with 3 big saves.
Williams gave it across. Ward with another one, and that one blocked right back to him. Ward curled behind, has Staal running a little interference. Gave it right back to him. Eric Staal gave it on now to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour cruising. Penalty time is up. Around to Williams. Trying to sachet from Tarnstrom. Williams there, no one at the point yet. Has no one to pass to. It's turned over to Tarnstrom, but blocked behind. Brind'Amour has Williams. Now he has Staal and gives it to the point to Wesley. Dealt back to the captain, Rod Brind'Amour. Couldn't feather it through. It came to Pekka. Outletted to Radek Dvorak. No one to pass to yet. He just pushed it off the leg of the defenseman, Glenn Wesley. Oh, a healthy hit by Aaron Ward. Oh, that time on Ethan Morrow. Drive by Matt Green, and a save made by the pad of Ward. Great action here. It's tipped to center.
Carolina wanted a goalie interference penalty, but the referee was pointing. He was outside the crease. Everything was okay.
Another good steal by the defense. Frank Caberlet turned it around behind on second effort, and it is brought right back ahead. Nudged on to center for the carry by Cullen. Fed back off the wall, but eventually grabbed there and twisted back along by the defensive Yaroslav Spacek. Then behind for Eric Cole. Backhanded one that is cut off and steamed on by Rem Murray. Ethan Morrow nudges it ahead. Away from Harvey and then Caberlet. Cole could not grab that.
Eric Cole in the lineup 2 games in a row, Mike. First time in 3.5 months. His legs are better today than they were in Game 6. He had more of a chance to rest.
Well, you think of Glenn Wesley, 3 blocked shots on 1 shift in game number 1. You can point to so many players on both teams that have done that. Hennigan a shot that deflected across. The battle on, and Brind'Amour couldn't come up with it. Tripped up as Williams. Play continues.
And it is started back out for the lob in, and the obligatory hit from Brind'Amour on Rem Murray.
You know, the thing with blocking shots, the Chris Pronger shot's a little harder than most players' shots. You can see why that hurt Adams so much.
It takes 8 weeks to get this far. 4 rounds. It doesn't often go 7, but it has 3 straight years and 4 of the last 5. Brought on by Pronger. Lob back in by Murray. Immediately to the bench. He goes for a change in lines. Cranked by Stillman. Could not drill it ahead. Eric Stahl. Flipped off the puck by Pisani, but it's carried on by Eric Cole. Then Pronger. Closed off by Stillman, but not until he'd given it to Smith, who outlets ahead. Pitched right back in by Pisani. 13 goals. The native of Edmonton goes in for a hit on the defense. Meanwhile, Caberly is drilled, and the Edmonton hitting starts to pick up.
This is the first time we've seen Peter Laviolette change out of a matchup. It was a quick change to keep Brind'Amour away from Pekka. Now the Edmonton bench is scrambling. They want Pekka off. He has the puck on his stick. They want to get that matchup back.
Yeah, they want Pekka as much as possible against Brind'Amour. And that's what we were talking about, Mike, here, is the fact that when you're on home ice, you can keep your player away from the other team's player if you match up and change last. And it means something to not have a great player like Brind'Amour play against a great player like Pekka.
John, and that's the first time we've seen Peter Laviolette change out of a matchup this series.
It is Hemsky lobbing it along, hoping for Ryan Smith, but it's nudged on. Andrew Ladd is chased off, but protects the puck well, though he needs some help and eventually takes over himself. Rod Brind'Amour has been strong on faceoff so far. Does home ice mean that much for a draw?
Oh, absolutely. You saw Brind'Amour beat Rem Murray that last faceoff in the Edmonton zone because the visiting player has to put the stick down first, and that allows you to move your stick when the linesman drops the puck and you time it. And Brind'Amour is good with that. Adams, by the way, who blocked that shot, was hurting. He's on the ice again, never missed a set.
Hennigan flips past LaRose, kept alive by Tarnstrom to Dvorak, had goal, but that window closed quickly. And a big check behind involving Commodore and one of the Oilers who's limping around out there.
Dvorak, yeah, he was hurting.
A shot saved by Ward, rebound came to Dvorak. His pass is deflected, but fished back out by Samsonov. Then it comes onto the back for Matt Green. Lobbed one that Jared Stoll got. Stoll a back pass in front, guided away by Cam Ward. The goalie got his stick on that. Tarnstrom a shot deflected behind by Ward. Fed in front by Dvorak, grabbed by Kevin Adams and skyhooked on back. Halfway through the first period, 4 shots to 3 Oilers, 1-0 in favor of Carolina. Ward from Recchi and Cullen at 1:26.
Oh, baby. 1-0 Carolina. Edmonton trying to score. Look at all the red jerseys. Every one of them. All 6. You're allowed 6, including the goaltender. They were right in front of the net, around the net, making sure the puck didn't get through. Now here we go with the Edmonton club. They have their big unit of 5 on the ice. Carolina stayed away with Brind'Amour. Didn't put him out there. Edmonton has changed their defense on the fly, but they left Pekka out there, Mike. And what they're trying to do is now, if they can't get Pekka against Brind'Amour, they at least want Pronger and Smith, the defense pair, out there for Brind'Amour. So we're seeing a real chess game going here.
And the major reason why they're doing this is they can get some flow going with their forwards from the Edmonton point of view.
This is Pekka scaling it back in. Punched along and in sync flying is Rafi Torres, who is a target. Played to the back. Stales with a weak pass that is cut off now by Cole. Moving out with Mark Recchi. They crisscross. The pass doesn't go through. Markkanen had trouble handling. Then steps out and foists it along, but there'll be a penalty coming up.
Holding call. Recchi driving to the net was grabbed by Spacek. Short-handed goal. So you have to remember, Edmonton can strike short-handed too.
Matt Cullen gave it across. Corey Stillman with it there. Watched by Horkov. Stillman dealt it back. Controlled by Brind'Amour to Stillman. Fed one to the back. Caberly. Drive! Fought off by Markkanen. Played along by Williams. Caberly touched it across. Cullen hands past Brind'Amour around to Stillman. Then Brind'Amour, then Caberly. A jam up in front. Matt Cullen trying to pass it across, getting in the way as Horkov comes to the bench for a change in the short-handed team for Edmonton. Cullen right back. Stillman moves in. Hopes to angle for Brind'Amour. At the half boards, the battle on. It's skipped free and is outletted by the Oilers. Flip back on to Corey Stillman. 45 seconds gone on the Oilers penalty kill. This is the best home power play in the playoffs, Carolina.
They've just come up short lately, but they have had one game in this final in which they scored 3 times on the power play.
with no Doug Wade on the ice, it's going to elevate the responsibility level of guys like Matt Cullen and Mark Recchi, who's now playing the point on the power play. Usually Recchi plays down low.
Doug Wade tried to play tonight. He skated this morning. He went in and talked to the team and the doctors. They decided against it. He even put a call into Al McInnes, who played 1 year for St. Louis against Vancouver with a bad shoulder. But the chance of a bad injury playing with the already third-degree separated shoulder could have been devastating. He wanted so badly to play and help his team, but just couldn't do it.
It seems like a long time ago that we saw that happen in the first round of the playoffs between the Rangers and Devils.
Carolina getting the first goal, that by Aaron Ward, the defenseman. They have their confidence back. It was missing for a number of periods of play lately in this series, but it's back.
Over 90 minutes without a goal, 5 periods counting in overtime that were up short. And only 18 shots in the 5 periods. One was short because of the overtime shorthanded goal that won it for Edmonton. The chant is "Let's go Hurricanes." Not creative, but with emotion. It'll be louder later on if something good happens for them. Sped to the back to Commodore. Commodore lobbed it around off of Recchi, but to Whitney, skipped one in front that's whacked away by Morrow, but into some traffic, and it had to be grabbed.
Carolina likes to play their fourth line, Mike, after a power play.
The two Adams along with the Rose, they could provide a lot of energy for their team.
Big hit by Craig Adams on Hemsky. Ryan Smith, a shot that went just wide at the lip of the crease, but challenged by the defense was Horkov. So now Nicholas Malin, overtime winner in round 2 against New Jersey. All 3 of his Stanley Cup goals have been overtime goals. This one floated ahead. Craig Adams has Kevin Adams breaking, put it off of Markkanen and wide. Brought back ahead by Ryan Smith, connected over to Horkov. Gave it back to Hemsky, pulls but can't get the shot away, then hacked it behind. 6 1/4 to go, first period. Hurricanes in the lead. They have it, and it's brought ahead by Eric Staal. Shift change on for the Hurricanes. Staal a shot that is blocked by Markkanen and left there, but played along by Tarnstrom, and was he ever hit? Now Staal up with it again. Fed one on goal, save Markkanen. Rebound, Kareen back for Aaron Ward to blast back in.
That big hit was by Mark Recchi. Here comes another one. Mark Recchi's had a great start to this game. He has an assist on the goal, and the body work has been terrific.
Pronger's pass is slowed, but eventually grabbed by Jarrett Stoll in a 2-on-2, crossing with Dvorak. Gave it to Samsonov, but he had trouble. Then spun to Dvorak. Hit around behind by Henneken. Turning with it is Samsonov. To the back it comes once more for Tarnstrom. They're probing in deep, trying to generate something there, but can't. Frank Caberlet takes over. Born in the Czech Republic, nudges it on now to Ray Whitney, the Edmonton former stick boy of the Oilers. Now playing against them, trying to win a Stanley Cup from their grasp. A bouncer went by Samsonov, kept alive by Commodore. Spun around behind for Williams. Fed it to the slot, and Brown is blocked by Markkanen off the stick of Matt Cullen. Stillman trying to get free. Corey Stillman, a hero of the first 2 series in particular, with clinching goals in deciding games. He circles with it. Dealt one just away from the reach of Williams. Spiked on back now for Samsonov, and he moves back out, but a shift change in order for his team.
Yeah, Pronger on the ice because Brindamore's out there. The last time Pronger was on the ice, he got punched in the face by Ladd. He was very slow getting up and slow getting to the bench.
Oh, Brindamore hit hard that time by Jason Smith, the captain of the Oilers. Fed into trouble. Pisani there, challenged by Glenn Wesley. They cancel. To the back it comes to Smith. Drive is well wide. Humped out in front, was overskated.
Right now, the Edmonton Oilers are shooting wide on purpose. That's a message from their coaching staff. Watch how many times their forwards go to the front of the net, expecting to carry them off the backboards. The reason they're doing that, so many blocked shots by Carolina.
Eric Cole tried to feed one through. It's away from Recchi. Rifled along, and it's Aaron Ward to keep play alive. Around for Staal. He's canceled out by Jason Smith. It's flipped back now to Caberlet. Caberlet close quarters, turned it along now, trying to get free as Cole can't do it. Brought back out by the Oilers. Hurricanes with plenty of men back. It's slugged in by Pisani, who's worked over by Cole.
That's Cole on the back check, Mike. Does Cole have fresh legs or what? I mean, he's flying. Absolutely flying.
Only 1 game played for him since March the 4th because of a broken neck. Back on now with it. Driving one. No! was a hard drive by Andrew Ladd. Getting a piece of it was Markkanen. Now Hemsky brings it on. Has Smith to his left. Moves in. Fires one that Cam Ward was able to block. Shifting now from defense to offense. The Hurricanes dropped off by Ladd. Cullen a shot! Turned aside by Markkanen. Ray Whitney angled one right to Matt Green of the Oilers defense. Another change for Carolina. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the period. 1-0 on Aaron Ward's early goal. The Hurricanes ahead. Adams brings it on. Laid it. Oh, and Kevin Adams was loaded by Matt Green, and he'll be penalized for it.
The hit was high, up into the face. They call it interference.
Jason Smith out on defense to try to kill this off for Edmonton. Scale one along that was away from Ryan Smith, no relation. Jabbed on now for the flick back out by Horkov. Then Brind'Amour. Carolina captain dropped it off to Stahl. Laid it past Stillman. Pronger wheels it the other way, and it careened off of Hedican and out. Brought on by Stahl. Laid on to Stillman. Got it to Brind'Amour, but off his skate. And it's sent back where Stahl can get it. Pronger now hustles to the bench for a change. Brett Hedican holds there. Stahl and Hedican will be the point men once they get it set. Eric Cole is out along with Brind'Amour. And another change now as Hedican comes off. It's turned back over for Ethan Morrow to bring ahead. Left the puck behind. And that one is flipped out of play into the Carolina bench.
1:34, minute 34 to go. Here in this first period of just huge non-stop action. Unbelievable. Here.
Ethan Morrow just off the ice, and he says, "That's sticky ice. I should have been in all alone," as he was skating off the ice. It is getting hot down here, but I can tell you right now, the energy level of the Carolina Hurricanes, the older players, has been phenomenal. I think they've sent a big-time message to their younger guys.
Well, Ethan Morrow's brother is the strength and conditioning man for the Oilers. So they're really trying to find a way to win this thing.
Eric Cole was hit by Spacek as he tried to enter the zone. It is Ricky around behind. Scale to the back. Held there for a shot by Cullen. Deflected by Steve Staios of the Oilers defense line. That one turned on back, but a hustle there by Whitney keeps play alive. Past Caberlet it came to be swept on by Recchi. Pinching his Cullen. Good hit on him by Rem Murray. Cleared right back to Cullen again. Cole spun it to the back. Held by Whitney. Drive! And then deflected up high off of Markkanen.
Sent on back to Caberlet. 20-leg power play. 47 left in the period.
Swung at and missed by Smith. Ties up Brind'Amour though, but it careened to Brind'Amour to give back to Caberlet. Swung it back across, held there by Aaron Ward. They try to reach Stillman with that one. Eventually it'll come to him. Big number 61 floated it behind Pronger there, but it's shoved neatly away by Michael Peca. Has to double back and gets a little more room. So Smith, penalty time is up. The last 20 of the period. Aaron Ward to get that chased off. There'll be a penalty coming up. It'll be against Edmonton. Delayed penalty call in the last 12. 6 attackers has headed to bench. Cam Ward, a little feet in front of the catcher. Popped up in the air, and it went in, I believe. It is Craig Adams who flipped it in the air. It bounced around the line, plopped down.
The Hurricanes were celebrating, and what do we...
Penalty shot. Penalty shot if it's no goal, Mike. You can't, as a player, jump on the puck and cover it up in the goal crease. And Staios had it, not the goaltender. I thought the puck had gone in. Let's watch on the rush. Delay penalty against Edmonton. Up in the air, back, down. Is it in? Staios may have saved a goal. And if he saved the goal and it didn't go in, he's definitely on top of the puck. Look at the referee. Watson get right down on his knees to find the puck. So this will be a penalty shot if it's not a goal.
If you see, there's an Edmonton Oilers stick that comes in over the top of UC Markkanen and makes contact with the puck. Now, it's not full possession, but when you watch the rolling puck, you'll see the back-checking Edmonton player, Ethan Morrow, come in, watch the rolling puck, watch 18 stick come in, make contact with it, or the next player coming in, there's a stick coming right here, Hemsky stick. Makes contact with the puck right there.
It's not possession, though.
It's not possession, but I'm sure that's what Bill McCreary's looking at.
He ticked the puck, and the puck was a foot and a half above the blade. He just ticked it.
No argument, but again, the Morrow delayed call is why we had a whistle and why I believe we have no penalty.
Boy, this is intriguing. It's 1-0 Carolina, 4.1 seconds to go in this first period. A crucial decision to be made here. Brindamore's body language doesn't look too good as he skates away from the referee's circle. They're saying no goal. And the face-off to the near side of Marketed. It'll be a power play, Carolina, and they'll have the intermission, I would think, if they don't score in the next 4.1 seconds.
Off the draw, it comes to Smith, then past Pronger, and the period comes to a close.
Power play, Carolina to start the second period.
Eric Stahl connects across. Brindamore the hard drive, hoping for a carom, but it came to the Oilers who could clear. Brett Hedican and Eric Stahl will be the point men. Stillman and Williams flanking Brindamore. And Williams gains the zone. Still controls and banks one past Stillman. Michael Pekka for that. Outlets neatly onto Pisani. Has to go against the forward and gets loose and shoots a high one against the glass. Over the glove hand of Cam Ward.
Now when he scored the shorthanded goal here in this building the last time he was here, Game 5, it was that same corner. Top to the glove hand side.
Murray stopped by Ward. Rem Murray shorthanded. Another great opportunity for the Oilers. That's 2 now. Brushed along by Jared Stoll. Started on back by Mark Recchi. Recchi able to dance by Spacek, and then he has to get possession. Can't. Eric Cole can. Fed one on. Whitney to the back. Cullen a drive, and that one got off the skate of Eric Cole, his teammate at the front of the net. Now it's Recchi. Cullen's pass is slowed, and Rem Murray able to lob it on back in.
And Mike, you called it. Eric Cole had that shot hit his foot. He's limping as he gets to the bench, blocking that big blue line shot.
Cullen ahead. Brought back on by Recchi. Off of Ray Whitney. Chopped back on by Pronger. Skated down by Pisani. Providence College product brought it ahead, and that went off Cullen. And back deep, Michael Pekka takes a look over his shoulder, and then is just gently nudged, and it's up for grabs now. A fifth man comes by and starts it ahead, Kevin Adams. Lobbed back in, away from Chad LaRose. Adams moves back. Teams are at full strength. 2 minutes into the second period, Game 7. Laid back in for Chad LaRose, and his shot went off Markkanen's elbow and popped high. Then thrown back down, and it will go for an icing. 2:40 gone second period as he rifled one off the glass. Corey Stillman had a stick thrown in his path there by Chris Pronger. It's nudged across by Hemsky and returned to him. Alex Hemsky gaining the zone for the Oilers. Wanted to go by Aaron Ward, no sail there. Closed off so he can't get a good centering pass. Brindamore lays it on. Glenn Wesley, the 18-year man, gave it on to Whitney, who flew one off that loose stick. But first it went off Spacek, and then he was pounded by Brindamore. Hemsky back deep, flipped one on for Jaroslav Spacek again, run into by Andrew Ladd. Then Horkov back in, and a change in lines for Edmonton. A change in defense now will be coming up for Carolina. Brindamore is already at the bench. Banked on back for the pass back out in this period of a long change. You have to go further to make a change in lines than you normally do. Your bench is not as close defensively. Played along by Ryan Smith.
Mike, have you ever been to a game where you've seen the fans stand up for the whole game? They haven't sat down during play. They're all standing up. And we're 4.5 minutes into the second period.
Colin holds. Fed one in front. A great save by Markkanen. A big shot on a wheeling backhand attempt at the front by Recchi. Was blocked by Markkanen. Outlet pass ahead. Jared Stoll trying to get through. Wedged off by Hedican. He poked it on wide. And we get a stoppage of play.
The net off the mooring.
Both of them in their first Stanley Cup final.
Eric Cole brings it ahead. He's the one that caught the shot earlier. A save made by Markkanen on his sweep. And we get a penalty coming up.
The beautiful speed of Eric Cole to the outside of Spacek. And Spacek's going to go to the box.
Well, you see the energy Cole's brought to the line, though. Recchi's got better jump. Stahl's got better jump, and it's all because of the play of Eric Cole.
Here's a big run. Score! Frank Caberlet, power play goal, 2-0.
From the faceoff. Jason Smith's on the puck, but Brindamore got in there and knocked the puck down. It stays alive And Caberlet through the screen, a big-time shot that finds the net. What a play by Rod Brind'Amour. The puck went off the hip of Jason Smith, and it changed speed and direction past Markkanen. What a play by Brind'Amour. As you look at the reaction, 1 for 4. Carolina is now on their power play, a big one to make it 2-0. Mike, the puck was coming out of the zone, but Brind'Amour got there and chipped it, and it slowed the puck down to keep it alive in the Carolina zone.
Offside is called.
They got to find something here.
Played along by Matt Green. Rattled past Ethan Morrow. Carried back by the Hurricanes, LaRose, and punched on further for Kevin Adams. Kevin Adams and Craig Adams have played every game. They don't have any scoring points. Peter Laviolette would never think of not dressing the guys you see out there right now.
Having LaRose back on the line reunites them. The Rose and the Adams family, they call him, Mike.
Stillman and Cullen get the assists on the goal by Caberlet. With a 2-goal lead in the playoffs, the Hurricanes' record is 8-0. I know stats could be kind of crazy sometimes, but when it's absolutely mentioned, 8-0, and on home ice, including the regular season with a 2-goal lead, 21-0 Carolina.
Let's go back to that second goal. Edmonton actually wins a faceoff, and Jason Smith went to fire it onto the zone, but Rod Brind'Amour read the play. Now Brind'Amour loses the draw here. Jump in quick, and there with his stick, stop the puck from banging out of the zone quickly. Cullen was able to keep it alive. Across to Stillman, across to Caberlet, and it was in the net. Rod Brind'Amour, who is not a flashy player, but is the captain, has made some plays here that have really meant something to his team. Little plays that add up to big plays, which mean goals.
There are a lot of major colleges within easy 15 to 20-minute driving distance of this arena. One of the college traditions is to stand the whole game. These people are still standing now, and it's been a while since that goal by Caberlet, but there'll be another face-off coming back near their hero, Cam Ward-Pierre.
Well, that's what we're seeing right now. That's what we're seeing.
Mike Commodore shoved that one along. Freight train down was Eric Cole. And he is just now getting to his knees.
Oh, he's been rattled by Pronger from behind. He's up. Looks like he wants to stay on the ice.
Nice feed ahead to Mark Recchi. Pronger trickled it along. It is a collision sport. Cullen a shot and a big save. Markkanen.
Hustling back now, Caberlet got there in time to touch up for the icing. Play stopped. Second period, 6:13 gone.
If he gets hit hard from behind, his chances of a major injury happening are higher than others who are completely healthy. He said for the rest of his career.
If he gets really hit from behind, a fractured neck could be the possibility, but he says, you know what, I just want to play.
That was what happened March 4th in Pittsburgh that caused the net to break. It is Cullen. Nice feed in front of the goal, and they will get it by Whitney. A tremendous save by Markkanen. Now Pronger. Every save Markkanen makes huge now because 3-0 enormous in a comeback on the road in a Game 7 with the fans still standing here and saluting their team.
Best game Cullen for Carolina has played in the series. He's back to his natural position, which is center ice, and he has made things happen.
Rod Brind'Amour was hammered by Michael Pekka. He gets back up, seems to be okay. High. Now spot check. Then Rafi Torres. Pekka flies after it. Hennigan closed him off. Pisani shoved by Brind'Amour. Pisani trying to play it further. Unfortunately for him, the referee skates in the way. Flipped on back, hopping out of the way of the referee so Staios can keep play alive. Gave it up to Brind'Amour, and Brind'Amour lobs one that skipped away from Williams. Shots are 17-7. 8-2 Carolina in this period. The loft by Pekka. And the retrieval. Sent it in front. Owen Ward was there trying to hold. And he does.
That puck came off his own teammate. Back into Cam Ward. That was a good play by the Carolina goalie. Not as good as this one, though. Across to Whitney, who gets loose. Quick shot. Oh, whoa. Goal stick, right path. It got there. Or it would have been 3-zip. What a save. What a pass across. Cullen moves it across. Ladd's in front. Whitney's there, and Markkanen with two fantastic low right pad saves in this period. Puck there goes right off of Pauline. The defenseman skate back into his own goalie. Cam Ward had to be sharp.
Brindamore to take it for the Hurricanes. It came back for a shot by Green that flexed back out by Cam Ward and started back out by Carolina. Brindamore across to Kevin Adams. Tries to shake by it. Able to get there. Tried for Craig Adams, who turns. Then Kevin with Brindamore. Wanted to connect to him. Didn't work. Oh, what a big hit by Craig Adams just a moment ago on Hemsky. An angle back to Brindamore. More defensive right now. A lot of play between the blue lines. Started ahead by Hemsky over to Ryan Smith. Oh, the pass was by Horkov as he was breaking to the net. Now Craig Adams, an 80-footer, blocked aside by Markkanen, and ahead it is swirled on for the take, and moving in is Samsonov. Dropped it on back, and it came to the Hurricanes. Kevin Adams back in a shot, turned aside by Markkanen. Once more Stoll. Threw it across the net mouth. Pull the shot, and that one is blocked over to Jason Smith. Pops it out to center, and the bouncer comes on back. Wesley had it swept along. The follow-up comes from Samsonov. Gave it around behind to Radek Dvorak. Challenged by a pair of Hurricanes. Both Cole and Wesley were there. Jabbed away from Cole. Taken by Samsonov. Wanted to feed the point. Could not. Wrestled off by Eric Cole. To a side at the half boards. Nearing the halfway point of regulation time in Game 7 for the Stanley Cup. It is Recchi. Hammered by Jason Smith. Jammed back to Recchi. One-timer is cut off in front by Jason Smith again. Two strong defensive plays by the Oilers captain. Another change. Rem Murray's unit is out for the white-shirted Oilers. Let's go Canes is the chant. They are still standing, most of them here. Offside is called.
Frantic pace by these two hockey clubs, and Mike.
And Pierre would agree, too. I think that this is one game where Carolina has even been at times more physical than Edmonton. And we have not seen that from their club against the Oilers much in this series. It's made a huge difference.
Offside is called, and the Oilers bench is really steamed about that call.
Eric Staal got called a constant array of hits from the Carolina Hurricanes, and that's caused some big-time momentum problems for the Edmonton Oilers, and that's one of the reasons why the crowd's so involved for Carolina.
Hitting's good, and so is the shots on goal by Carolina going into this game. The last 83 minutes, as you mentioned, Mike, only 18 shots. Well, here in 30 minutes, they've had 19. More than those other 83 combined.
And the fans are still standing. During the stoppage of play, the message board said it's seventh man time, fans. Here's a forehander by Stillman. They're being encouraged to remain standing by the board. Stillman chipped one in front. And it is Ethan Morrow lobbing it back out. Taken on by Michael Pekka. The only man on this squad to have gotten to the final in previous years, that in '99 with Buffalo. This broke down, though. Good hit on Brindamore, but he nudged the puck back for Williams. Justin Williams, the one-time Philadelphia player, put one off the glass support that took a strange bounce. Craig Adams tries to get it loose, but instead it's back up for Ryan Smith. Pounded to the boards by Chad LaRose, and on comes Pisani. Dropping it back for Staios in the shot. Is blocked back down and controlled by Mike Commodore. Played in the 0-4 finals for Calgary. Did not play in the 7th game for them. He said it was the worst experience of his life going into the locker room as a scratch player after they had lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final in 0-4 in Tampa. He said, I don't want that experience tonight. Those were his words just this morning at the morning practice.
It was a one-goal loss. Well, Carolina trying to play smart defensively, and I think they are. Recchi's the left winger. He stays back when Edmonton tries to come out of their zone. Cole with another body check.
Sent flying was Horkov. Ahead comes Pronger. Drops to Ryan Smith. Chopped right away from him. Wheeling back out the Hurricanes, and here comes Cole. Cole crosses. Lost it. Swept away neatly by Ryan Smith, then back for the retrieval by Ward.
Mike, you mentioned the crowd here, the 7th man in Edmonton. Rexall places where they play their games. It's sold out watching this.
And the game's here in Raleigh, North Carolina. A lot of support in both cities. Pierre.
You know, Eric Cole's doing a tremendous job in this game, number 7, but he better watch cutting back to the middle because he does have a bullseye in his back. But you know, the big thing is the matchup. We talk about the Cole matchup. Look how quickly Edmonton changed it on a neutral zone situation just out of respect for Rod Brind'Amour. They want to get Pisani and Pekka and Torres on the ice to play against Williams, Stillman, and Brind'Amour, and that's an aggressive play. But give Peter Laviolette a lot of credit. He went against what his coaching morals are, and that is to change out of matchups. He's done it here in Game 7, and it's worked really well for him.
And he's able to do it, Pierre, because some of his other players are all playing well. Like, call this line here.
Cullen and Whitney, along with Ladd, they're giving their team really good minutes in this game. So if you're able to do things like what Laviolette, how about that hit?
Andrew Ladd on Matt Green, and it's around to Ladd. Did not take that one. Along now is Cullen. Steps away from Green. Ladd sent one off the waffle board of Markkanen. And then lobbed ahead. Radek Dvorak trying to pull his way by. Canceled out and shoved to the boards by Nicholas Pauline. The man nicknamed the Gorilla because he's such a Hulk out there.
He's from way up north in Sweden, 2 hours south of the Arctic Circle. And he said when he played in Sweden, the rounds were only the best of 5. He said that was tough. How about these ones? 2 in a row for them against Buffalo and now Edmonton. Best of 7's going 7.
Jared Stoll wants to get something going. Stoll with a back pass in front. It skipped on to Stillman, cleared not out. Stamps a drive, and that one ricocheted off a teammate. It's Dvorak, and he comes to the bench, hammering his stick on the ice. Now Stales rattled it around. Brind'Amour watches this one come to Pisani and cross-bodied him. Brind'Amour in the way of Pisani again. How different the makeup of the two teams from one night to the other. Only once in Stanley Cup final history has a team come from as much as 3-1 down to win. 1942 during World War II. Toronto against Detroit. There is a reason it's so hard. The punishment of these games is one of the reasons. You have to do it 3 times in a row, face elimination, and win to get the Stanley Cup in a situation like that. Edmonton has gotten 2/3 of the way, but they're trailing in this one by a pair.
Look at the left winger for Carolina. This time it's Adams. He's back. The left wingers, they call it a left wing lock, first made famous in Detroit. The left wingers are back to help the defensemen. So Edmonton can't get odd man rushes. Recchi's back this time.
It is Pekka again with 5:40 to go.
Look where Eric Cole is when the puck comes up the ice. He's back there with a defenseman. There you see 2 forwards. There he is, the 3rd one. Back with a defenseman.
No room. Cole had it knifed away, or he might have been off to the races. Pauline will go back, and so will Aaron Ward. No icing. Oh, and Ward was hammered by Todd Harvey. Drive by Jason Smith is blocked, and it came right on to Cole again. Young man out of Clarkson tried to work that ahead to Mark Recchi. That didn't pan out, so around it comes for Smith. Let it go. Cole turns, and then back near Recchi again for Carolina. But controlling now and dropping back is Rem Murray. Morrow denied. Hammered was the defenseman. Hennigan gets back to take this one, and it's Morrow who's getting up from the ice. Now Ray Whitney, 4 3/4 minutes to go. What a hammer shot that time from Matt Green on him. The H in hockey stands for hitting. Are we seeing a great example of it tonight? This is after 82 games, 25 for Carolina in the playoffs, 24 for Edmonton. An Olympic break, but not a break for everybody on these rosters. Some of them had to go over to Europe to play in Torino, Italy. Centering pass is off Horkov, jammed loose, and up with it is Alex Hemsky. One of the Olympians brings it ahead. Hemsky controlling, drops it back off, and it's pulled away by Kaberle. Then Green, then Spacek, then Hemsky. Cut off by the Hurricanes, there's just no room. Across the net mouth, wide by Stillman, brought back ahead by Ryan Smith. The challenge comes from Pauline.
Penalty.
Pauline got a stick into the midsection, parallel with the ice. He's going to go for a hooking.
Michael Pekka will try to win this from Rod Brind'Amour. The power play begins. Ryan Smith, 94 in white, will eventually go toward the front of the net. That one is sent up into the mesh and out of play, so they'll redo it.
One of the big things for Edmonton is to get Pronger to get the shot on net as they discuss where the faceoff's going to be. A good communication there by the officials Mike, when Pronger gets the shot on Cam Ward, we've seen it happen a number of times in the series. He shoots the puck so hard that is one shot that Ward, the young goaltender, has trouble handling regarding rebounds. A lot of low shots hit his pads and come right back out in front of the net. Face-off looks like it's going to stay on the inside after conferring. Oh, maybe not, but trying to figure this out. As Bill McCurry went over, and he's a very, very good official. He's talking with Cam Ward. Oh, they're saying the puck went directly over the glass. Delay of game. I thought it was deflected. I guess I'm wrong. So it's a two-man short situation for 1:56. 4 seconds in, a look at Aaron Ward. The look on his face. If you shoot the puck as a player in your own zone directly over the glass without touching anybody, it's an automatic delay of game penalty. Black and white penalty. Wow.
0 for 4 in 5-on-3s in this series are the Oilers. Pronger gets it back from Hemsky again. Gives it on a cross for Jarrett Stoll. A little battle at the front as Ryan Smith, and the shot turned aside by Ward. Wesley battling behind Pisani, able to get it for the Oilers and scale it back now to Stoll. 90 seconds in the 5-on-3, a long time for this. Stoll clubbed it onto the outside. Pisani stole a drive, and it's scorched wide. Caromed on back to Pronger again. Turnarounder by Hemsky failed, but he recovered off Commodore to give it on back. Stoll feeds it on to Pronger. Back to Stoll once more. Smith at the front of the cage. Hemsky to the outside. Back it comes to Stoll. Sets up Pronger. Pronger then to Hemsky. Crosses, challenged there by Commodore. Still holds. Got across, and it's deflected away by Wesley, and a penalty coming up to the Oilers.
Ryan Smith.
He hooked Wesley. Wesley couldn't shoot the puck down the ice. Smith was in front of the net the entire penalty kill. Now let's go and look at exactly what happened when Aaron Ward shot the puck to make it a two-man advantage for the Edmonton Oilers. He gets it and he throws it right up, directly over. Well called by the officials. Now Ryan Smith, he's trying to screen the goaltender's eyes. Look what he does in front of the net with his hands. See his hands and his stick. I mean, he's really trying to take away the goalie's eyes. Wow, I haven't seen that very often. And then Wesley will eventually get the puck and try to move it out. Smith hooked him down to the ice.
It's now a one-man power play.
So it's hooking and not face guarding as in football. 4 against 3. A lot of room out there per man. But it is Pronger. Watched by Brindamore. He feathered it across. No one at the front yet. To the back now to Spacek. Given over to Pronger again. Spacek holding it. Trying to get it to Sentinel, but the shot went just wide. Remarkably, he got that one past. Now Pronger. 20 seconds from now, a 4 against 4. Sampson off to Pronger again. Big blast! Save! Cam Ward!
That shot a little bit higher, so no rebound.
Back to Pronger. In a dozen seconds, it's a 4 against 4. Right now, 4 against 3. Edmonton the advantage. Spacek to Pronger again. Spacek hurried it. Hemsky a shot. Blocked high by Ward. 2 seconds and 1. Now they're even, but still short. Hemsky to Pronger and drive. Save Ward. Tries to cover. Loose puck, then he gets the glove on it. Play stop.
Now they killed it off, and it's now a power play for 59 seconds for the Hurricanes. Shot gets through again. Cam Ward, the 22-year-old, spectacular. He's in position. He doesn't look spectacular. He's just so good with his positioning. He makes it look easy. Big save there. Now look at Horkov in front. Hemsky. Here comes a shot. Again, it's Pronger. Again, it's a save, and eventually held on to by the goaltender, Cam Ward. And then Horkov got knocked down for being around the net. Wow, this place is exploding. Exploding. And now it's a power play for Carolina. Unbelievable.
Just a tremendous job by Cam Ward, John. You got to appreciate his poise and his rebound control. It's phenomenal. He's frustrating the Edmonton shooters right now.
You know what his dad did? The kid, when he started playing goal, would keep the stick up off the ice. His dad made him play with a heavier stick. Imagine that. To make him keep the stick on the ice. That's how his dad taught him that. His dad is his mentor, by the way, and he's here watching.
Father's name is Ken. John was saying earlier in the series he appeased young Cam when they had to move from Winnipeg to near Edmonton by getting him into a school where he became a goaltender. Before that, a defenseman. Here's Stahl! Blocked down! Oh, great play by Moore. Another try. That was on Pronger. 18 seconds to go. Power play, last 55 of the second period. Caberlet fed it on across. Held there, Caberlet wanted to pull the trigger. He's got one goal already. Then Ray Whitney to the outside to Eric Stahl and back to Whitney. Then Stillman a shot! Save Markkanen!
Brind'Amour on the draw, but it's won this time by Jared Stoll and rifled on back to be taken by Ward. Penalty time up. The box is empty. Full strength action with 33 to go in the second. Williams saw that skip away. Kempski, who had a great opportunity on the 5-against-3 a moment ago, sees this as an offside and a neutralized faceoff right near Pierre.
John, you've talked about the left wing lock, and you see that offside. That's one of the byproducts of a left wing lock. You take away space in the neutral zone, and it frustrates a lot of people on the Edmonton Oilers bench. A lot of stick banging right now, a lot of over communicating. But the big thing right now for the Edmonton Oilers, if they're going to have success here in the comeback story, they've got to find a way to beat that left wing lock.
Cam Ward and his family live near Edmonton. Since 1995, if you win the Stanley Cup, you get a day with it. New Jersey Devils started that tradition that has been continued by all the rest. So, of all things, he might eliminate the Oilers and have the Cup show up in the city.
I never knew that New Jersey started that tradition. I had no idea the Devils did that.
There were some players who had won it earlier in the 50s and 60s who had never even been close to it since the night they won it. No carryover penalties nor power plays. They stand again here. Most of the 18,730.
They paid a good deal for a seat. Not using it right now. Smith caroms it behind and Pronger starts it ahead. Stahl lays it on now for Radek Dvorak. Crossing Dvorak, a backhander, and it's flexed away by Cam Ward. Brought back up by Williams and put into the catching glove of Markkanen, and he will just hold on.
First big save goes to Cam Ward. The Oilers did break the left wing lock. Dvorak has great speed, backhander, and there's a good kick save there.
Now Pronger. Blocked off of Pekka, and he is hurt. Meanwhile, Eric Cole to the net. Down he goes, and play continues. Michael Pekka just now crawling over the boards in pain. Back up with it now, Rafi Torres with a man-breaking save. More rebound, another save, rebound, and score! The Oilers have been able to cut the lead in half. What a combination. The third man coming in was able to lift it up.
Mike, it was amazing. Y'all.
We were looking at Pekka getting held over the bench. He's still hurt. You see him there with a trainer. As that's happening, one shot rebound, second shot save, third shot. It's not him again. Yes, it is Pisani. Unbelievable. 14th goal of the playoffs for Fernando Pisani. He gets to the net. Recchi doesn't hold his stick in check, and it's in past the goaltender. A big collision once the puck is over the line. Puck is over the line, then the collision, then the net off the mooring.
Edmonton's back in the game. A minute 3 into the third period.
And they're back in the game because a man that replaced Michael Pekka after he goes down right there is number 22, Red Murray. It was Red Murray that drove the net, that allowed the opening for Fernando Pisani to come in and jam it home. But it was 22 in white that replaced Pekka.
In addition to the Stanley Cup, there is a trophy called the Conn Smythe, which goes to the most valuable player to his team in the playoffs. Fernando Pisani is now to 14 goals. If Edmonton comes back, he would have to be one of the leading candidates, along with Chris Pronger. And when Carolina talks about this, they're thinking Rod Brind'Amour and also Cam Ward. That is the lesser of the trophies now. A one-goal game. Carolina has had more than any playoff team in history, 16 of them. They've won 10.
Of the 14 goals in the playoffs for Pisani, 10 have occurred in games 4, 5, 6, or 7 after the initial 3 games.
Caberlet, who has what stacks up as the winner if the score doesn't change. Flipped back along and through Eric Stahl. Crosses sticks with Ryan Smith. Matt Green with a big body in. Ryan Smith cleared. Aaron Ward kept. Shot one that was blocked aside by the defense of Dick Tarnstrom. Hemsky connects ahead. Horkov up with it there. Spins it back in. And Caberlet will play more line changes. Away from Recchi. Popped back out and in stride, and onside is Radek. The Dvorak, and he couldn't get the shot away because of Wallin. Now Samsonov, a shot turned aside by Ward. Recchi flips it along, and going back for it is Matt Green. Forechecker is Chad LaRose. Meanwhile, it is thrown back along by Tarnstrom to Jarrett Stoll. Oh, was he hit by Craig Adams? 2 3/4 minutes played here in the third, and the battling continues. Dvorak popped it wide of the cage. Some time and space for Wallin. Off the glove of Stoll. Brought back ahead by LaRose. Centered it on goal, and it's blocked off by Markkanen. Pitch back along by Tarnstrom again. Good close off by Hennigan, and it's kept alive by Brind'Amour. Another change. Roaring off the bench is Justin Williams, 11 in red. Nearly came up with that as Matt Green was able to skip it on. Lobbed back ahead, but Morrow couldn't get that. It's off the glove of Corey Stillman.
Rem Murray's on the ice with Ethan Morrow and Todd Harvey. That's his normal line. Murray, Morrow, and Harvey's the normal line.
Brind'Amour won that draw, played back in by Stillman. Spacek.
The shots are 5-1 Edmonton here in period number 3. Coming on is Murray, had it knocked away by Hennigan. Murray able to play again for Todd Harvey. Falling to the ice, Hennigan. Diving spike of the puck by Brind'Amour. Frees it up for his teammates to bring ahead. Stillman on with a wrister, blocked away by Markkanen. Think about the saves he made when it was 2-0. Comes up with another one here to keep his team alive. They've cut the lead in half here in the third. A little over 4 minutes played. 23 shots for Carolina, 18 for Edmonton. A nice pass ahead now for Ray Whitney. Whitney crosses, pursued by a couple. One falls. It's the Cullen, and it's shot is blocked by Smith. Drive, and that went in.
Past the glove of Markkanen.
Stoll will leave the ice as soon as he wins a draw.
Up for grabs, and emerging with it is Eric Staal. Then Caberlet into the glove of Markkanen.
These are teams that half of the players in the roster are in their 30s. Undoubtedly, there will be changeover over the summer. Means nothing right now. A 2-1 game, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. So glad you've joined us. It's been a thrill for us to be a part of this, and the crowd and the competition. How hard they've played so far. Jason Smith across now to Pronger. Then ahead to Michael Pekka, who's back out there again. Pekka swings one that kicked across and eventually can be controlled by Chad LaRose. Down to the ice he goes. Play continues. Handed back up for Pisani to shovel on the bounce near Cam Ward. Craig Adams there, rammed by Pekka. Touched ahead now, and striding to it is Kevin Adams, who was hurt by a shot earlier. Tarnstrom twists back and hands it to Matt Green. A little bunt ahead to Hemsky. Put on step by Craig Adams. The young man out of Harvard comes to the bench and is replaced for the Hurricanes with 5.5 played here in the third period. Horkov crosses and is able to move ahead. Pitches it in and goes right after it. Ryan Smith burrows in too and is able to tip it behind, but then they outman, and it's Brind'Amour nudging on. Little pass is off Corey Stillman and retrieved by Steve Staios. Staios and Spacek, the defense. Horkov working up front along with Hemsky and Ryan Smith. They're forced back for the forecheck of Stillman. 14 minutes to go. Played back in by Ryan Smith. Regathered by Commodore. Andrew Ladd. The follow-up pops loose off Brind'Amour. Hemsky trying to finesse by. It's brushed aside by Commodore. Edmonton again has to recoil. Another change for Carolina. Brind'Amour gets some time at the bench. Ray Whitney after that, but Hennigan is there. Then Commodore. From Cullen, back down.
What a hit by Samsonov. Nailed Commodore. He's a little slow getting to the bench.
Very slowly crawling over the boards. Replaced now by Aaron Ward, who left that one back out. Played by Pronger off a teammate. Cullen couldn't get it. Radek Dvorak moves in, had it whacked away by Caberlet. A neat take by him and a lob back out. 7 minutes played in the third. Shots are 25-18, 5 for the Oilers, 4 for Carolina. Eric Stahl, but nudged on, and Pronger can take over again. Big Ethan Morrow plays it at the half boards. Slipped a pass ahead that was off a skate boot. Good shoulder by Moline on Horkov. Right back ahead is Morrow getting by. Save made by Ward. Rebound, and Morrow sent to the corner by Moline. Moving in is Pronger with it. Sent it around behind, and it was away from Morrow. Good hit at the half boards. Drive by Smith, and it got the high glass behind. Thrown by Recchi to Stahl. Punch back in, and another change in lines. Most are still standing here. Their team ahead 2-1. Hustling in Rafi Torres. Nearby is Pekka for Edmonton. Taken over by the Hurricanes, and they move it back out. Craig Adams lobbed it in. LaRose there. Then for Adams, but Pisani doing the defensive number on him for the Oilers.
And pay attention to Pisani, the hottest goal scorer Edmonton has.
34 in White, and he moves in along with Commodore. They cancel. Caberlet foisted it back along, and LaRose turned. Stymied by Horkov. It's hooked back across, and Craig Adams is able to worm his way out and lay it in again. Another obedient change in lines for both teams as they roll them on. Pass for Hemsky.
Nearly run off by Stillman. They rule it an offside, and so we all get a breather for a moment.
Well, Edmonton's back in it. There's Pisani able to score on the third rebound.
Sergel, Brett Hennigan's wife. She's got some glistening hardware at home from the Olympics. Christy Yamaguchi.
Wonderful figure skater. Brett Hennigan looking for the biggest prize in his sport, hockey. Turned around behind the centering pass by Williams. Blocked. Another shot by Brindamore. And that one off the mark. Battled for there and worked along by Hemsky. Has some trouble. It's pitchforked back out, and Mike Commodore will stop it.
Brindamore may have hit the outside of the goalpost, Mike.
Commodore could not force it back in. Well, they're only as wide as a puck, but can the post ever be a goaltender's brain?
They checked it downstairs, and yes, it hit the outside of the goalpost. Otherwise, it was 3-1 with 10 and a half minutes to go at the time.
Skipped away from Pronger. Markkanen has to come out. A little bit of an adventure, but he gives on now for Jason Smith. Bunted across by Stoll, played by Radek Dvorak across to Samsonov. Samsonov a shot, deflected up into the mesh above the glass.
10:06 to go in the third. 2-1 Carolina.
Murray tumbled from the draw, fed, but into trouble off of Harvey. 13 in White on the forecheck. Meanwhile, it's brought ahead and dealt back out by Valine. Shoved right back to Todd Harvey again. Former San Jose Shark and New York Ranger scaled that one back in. Chipped in a lot of skate traffic before Stahl could dump it back. Eric Cole trying to escape. Pronger said no. Mark Recchi comes in. Taken out of the play by Pronger. On the attack, the Oilers with Ethan Morrow bouncing one wide. He hustles right in to get a chopped one that is cut off in front. Worked back along by Hennigan. Played back further and outletted by Recchi again. Brought on by Matt Cullen. Cullen is shot, and it's deflected wide by Spacek on defense. Follow-up now comes from Andrew Ladd. Triple one in front, a shot, and that went off someone in front. Matt Cullen had it nudged along. Andrew Ladd there. Ray Whitney with it. Lobbed it back in, hoping for Cullen. Spacek there, but it's jabbed away by Smith. Taken by Whitney again. Hit by Spacek. He keeps going. Ray Whitney circles. Little pass in front, goes to the half board, but Commodore moves it back in. Away from Ladd. Hustling there is Whitney. He's all over the place. Ray Whitney again. Tries to muscle his way to the front. Tripped up on the play. Ladd tried to knife it free, and it's lobbed back down by Spacek.
If this is icing, no, it's not. Oh, Edmonton wouldn't have been able to change. Their fourth line was exhausted.
Pass ahead by Kevin Adams. Turned back over. Ryan Smith's pass is away from Torres, and eventually grabbed and lifted back out again by Aaron Ward. Ward had the first goal in this game. Caberlet the second in the second period. And then Pisani answered here in the third for Edmonton. A little over 8 minutes to go. Chad LaRose drilled it back in. Markkanen crashed the board, turned it over to his defense. Both teams in the midst of a change. Hemsky on a cross. Got it onto Torres. Got by! Torres a shot! And he got the glass! Play continues as this laid back out, and Matt Green will have to chase it down. Another change for Carolina. Edmonton waiting to make a change too. Torres moved in, went down. Meanwhile, it swept back and tumbled into the ice was Commodore. Sean Horkov to Jason Smith. Hit by Brind'Amour. Oilers have to outlet. Long toss from Pronger. Swept across and Horkov ahead. Drops it back off. Ryan Smith a shot. Knocked down in front by Hagen. Rebound. It's grabbed by Ward.
Edmonton giving it everything they have.
And we may have a penalty. Bill McCreary, yes, his arm is up. It's in the air. We have a penalty. It's a roughing call. It's Brett Hedigan who's now appealing, but he put a fist right into somebody's face.
Edmonton power play 0 for 3 with 5 shots. 1 by Pekka, taken by Spacek over to Pronger. To the outside, Hemsky, then along to Pekka. At the front door is Ryan Smith. Chopped back through and walked on by Pekka, and a shot knocked down to the defense. As falling was Wesley. Ward trying to find it. Out of the scramble though. To the outside is Hemsky. On back to Pronger again. Alex Hemsky turning with it. Will he shoot? No, he dealt it off. And it's Pekka. Michael Pekka with Smith in front. The feed across for Hemsky was tipped behind. Then Pronger. Aaron Ward protects pretty well. Gave it up to Hemsky behind, and the feed is laid along back to the point. Pronger there. Finessed it back over. Hemsky across. Spacek and drive, and it's deflected wide by Brind'Amour.
Oilers' enemy is missing the net. Missing the net. Good setup for Spacek.
Chris Pronger, all that experience, all that ice time. Oh, and roughed up was Horkov that time by Commodore. Brought on back by Ryan Smith. Tried for Spacek, laid back out. Kevin Adams after it, and Pronger is there. Past the halfway point of the power play. A little over 6 minutes to go. Game 7. Stanley Cup final. 2-1 Carolina. Pisani hands it across. Set up there, but stiffly for Stoll. And it's an onside play. Pauline nudged it along, not out. Tarnstrom flipped it around behind. While the fans are booing, they thought it had come back outside.
So did the Carolina bench.
This is Jarrett Stoll. Gets it across to Dick Tarnstrom. Stoll again once more across to Raffy. Torres dropped it on now to Pisani, the hot hand. Drive by Stoll, knocked down by the defense. Played back along, and once more they keep the play alive. A quarter of a minute to go in the power play. Handed back to Tarnstrom, then given over to Jarrett Stoll. Handed on to Horkov. The battle at the front, the drive, and that one knocked down and cleared by the defense. In front of the net was Kevin Adams.
And he blocked the last two, Mike. Better than a goaltender. He just stood there, took 2 shots up high, did the job as the power play expires.
Perhaps a killing penalty kill. Eric Stahl ahead in a 2-on-1 with Cole. Can't get it there. Pronger with a defensive gem for Edmonton. Meanwhile, the Oilers lob it back. Caberlet turning in traffic, jabbed it on out. Pronger there. That follow-up came from Cole. Can they outman? Nope, very deliberately. Stahl plays it back in. After it is Mark Recchi. He canceled there with Jason Smith so that Pronger could lay it back near him. Smith with a pass. Dvorak stood up. Taken away by Matt Cullen. Hedigan threw one into the glove of Markkanen, and play is stopped.
Deafening noise here in Raleigh, North Carolina, with the Hurricanes leading 2-1. Frustration on the Oiler bench, not capitalizing on that last power play. Calm, reserved, cool on the Carolina Hurricane bench.
Hedigan played it back in, a delayed offside. Now the Hurricanes peel back in on the forecheck, and it's nearly lost by Steos. Brind'Amour and Stillman and Williams for Carolina. Pauline and Wesley, the 18-year man who's been in the final 4 times, never won, comes to the bench on a change. Kicked along to Stillman. Worked on there by Steve Steos, the veteran for Edmonton. Brind'Amour to Stillman. Out in front of feed, and it's canceled away from Williams. A good cluster of players in front for Edmonton. Back up the wing, turning along, and a shot was a rebound. Oh! Remarkable save on Torres!
Amazing. When you shoot the puck from a bad angle long to the far side of the net, down low, you'll get a rebound. And Pisani was robbed. Unbelievable. The first shot was right where it had to be by Torres, down low. Look at the goaltender kick the rebound out. Pisani's there. Got his stick on it. Cam Ward stretches as far as he can. Kept the glove above the pad. And Pisani again. He's the man. He's been the Oiler to keep them in games with his great scoring, but that time Cam Ward said no.
Horkov and Brind'Amour for the draw. 3:40 to go in regulation.
The referee skating in. The players behind are being told by him to stay out of the circle.
Won by the Oilers. Pronger there. Drive, save, Ward!
Rebound, sweeping it away while prone to the ice, Aaron Ward, but it's still not out. Tripped up on the play, Ryan Smith. Hurricanes able to outlet it, and it's fanned out and dropped back in again by Ray Whitney. Stahl could not play that. Pronger could. Right back to Horkov. Settled down and nicely controlled by Ryan Smith and sent back in near a stray stick. Aaron Ward turning there. Wipes out but gets back up to send it off the glass and back down. And it's icing.
And gotten by Stahl. But retrieved by Stales and kept alive.
Aaron Ward swoops to it, but it came back up for Recchi to clear off a stick and out.
And now Carolina could change their players.
Stales lobs, hoping for Stoll. Meanwhile, that one flops around and is guided into some traffic by Stillman. And then nudged off Brind'Amour. Drive by Stales, got the glass. Justin Williams for Carolina with a little over 2.5 to go. Stales pulls along with that. Stillman nearby. The normal time for pulling a goaltender is?
Well, it'll be around a minute, I would think. With only being down by 1 goal, there's still 2:19 to go in this third. But Markkanen wanted to make sure, what if there's not another whistle up until then? So he just wanted to make sure, and the bench will be ready for it if Edmonton doesn't get something done before.
That one cut off and played right back in by Nicholas Ballin.
That's the idea for Carolina. Get the puck deep, make Edmonton come 200 feet to find offense.
Oh. Rushing ahead, Pisani trying to get by. Oh, the feet came on across. Drive by Smith, and that one is patted away by Cam Ward. Worked back along, and Pisani is after it. On him is Aaron Ward, fed to the back and hurried on to Smith again. Screen set up, that deflected wide. To the bench now is Markkanen. The net at the other end is empty with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. 6 Oiler attackers out. It comes back across to Pisani. Laid it back in. Aaron Ward tries to get there. Crunches along the boards with Torres. They burrow in and Samsonov tries to free it up. Kick back along near Torres. Picked up by Stillman. And we get a stoppage of play.
The puck went into the netting.
Stoll, 16. He's going to try and draw it back for Pronger to move it across.
The tie-up, and it comes back to Pronger. Tried to move it across. The bouncer to the half-boards. Hennigan took a hit.
They jam along at the half-boards, and it came loose. Hennigan knifed it on. Brought back up by Stahl. Getting back across to Williams. Score!
Center ice face-off.
The difference is 2. The difference is so narrow.
These two teams in the 7-game series. It is played in on an offside. Markkanen has gone to the bench, so the net vacated again.
Face-off set up. You see the forward way over on the far side. Oh, boy.
3/4 minute to go. Pauline goes back for this one. Closed off by Michael Pekka. They burrow in after it. It's nudged on down to Ryan Smith. Taken away by Aaron Ward. Back up the board. Stillman punched it back out. All along they said whatever it takes. It has taken some injured players to rally Carolina from 3-1 down as the jostling continues at the half boards and tempers erupt here.
Oh boy, Torres went in, hard hits. You see the referee's arm up. There's 20.1 seconds to go. There will be a penalty called, at least one.
Pronger shuffled it across. Drive by Spacek, deflected to the glass, and then the mesh. The first 2 games they played in the playoffs back in mid-April, they lost.
Then they won the next 4 and the 2 rounds after. They have been absolutely relentless. Brind'Amour with the net empty. Pronger shrugs it away. The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup.
The group wearing red hardly knows what to do. For most of them, they've never celebrated one of these before.
Well, you know how much it hurts for Edmonton and the euphoria for Peter Laviolette for Edmonton. They should be very, very, very proud of their season. It's hard to understand that right now, but what they've done is remarkable. The commissioner, Gary Bettman, shaking hands with Cam Ward, 22 years of age. Wow. What a great kid. Goes out to Vancouver during the summer, works in a goalie camp led by Ian Clark, works at his craft, never wilted under the pressure, and came up with a gigantic Game 7.
Phil Pritchard and Craig Campbell are carrying the Stanley Cup to center ice. Since 1993, the Cup has been given white glove treatment. The treatment it's getting tonight, Gary Bettman will be presenting it to the captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brind'Amour.
What an incredible end to an amazing season. And I want to thank all of our fans for the great support you've given us, particularly in Edmonton and here in Carolina. Let's also give a great hand to the Edmonton Oilers. They had a terrific season, and this was a great playoffs for them. Peter Karmanos had a dream that hockey would work in Carolina. And guess what? He was right. I'm almost there. Congratulations to Jimmy Rutherford, Peter Laviolette, all the players on the Hurricanes. Rod Brind'Amour, I'm proud to present this to you.
The 3 who waited the longest got it first. Brind'Amour 17 years, Wesley 18, Hennigan 14.
I think when Eric Cole gets it, there's going to be some cheer in this building. Eric Cole said, you look back, it was Doug Ackley, my squirt coach. It was Eddie Gossick, my Pee Wee coach. It was Don Ford, who coached me in Bantam. It was Pete Sears, who coached me in high school, and he was an Olympic goaltender. He said thanks to all those guys. The players remember who helped get them to this position, because this is the top of the mountain. Just an awesome display of how the game's to be played, and congratulations once again to the Edmonton Oilers, an extremely classy organization who gave everything to this sport to allow this playoffs to be a great run. And I just have to mention goaltender Jussi Markkanen, who really did his job after Dwayne Rollison was injured.
The celebration continues here in Raleigh, the cup being held high. Everyone will get a chance to have a day with it. Some of those days will be in Edmonton, some will be up near the Arctic Circle in Europe.
Thank you for watching, and leave a comment and watch another video of what happened on this Stanley Cup day. Since hockey is still on, it will be the last NHL game on this day in the Stanley Cup.